LiberalViewer presents.
So if you read the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office analysis of Congressman Paul Ryan's budget, recently passed with all Republican votes in the lower house of Congress with a bipartisan coalition of all the Democrats and 4 Republicans voting against it, there's a lot not to like, with many commentators emphasizing the huge cuts to Medicare and the big tax breaks for the rich, but a somewhat overlooked lack of seriousness in that budget is the way it treats domestic discretionary spending, which the nonpartisan CBO says, quote, would cause such spending to decline sharply as a share of GDP from 12% in 2010 to 6% in 2022 and 3.5% by 2050. For comparison, spending in this category has exceeded 8% of GDP in every year since World War II. The proposal does not specify the changes to government programs that might be made in order to produce that path, unquote. And while that analysis may be a little dry, the proposed Republican cut to domestic discretionary spending to less than half the level it's been at for over 60 years without specifying what will get cut is the kind of mindless reduction that's better illustrated through satire, as David Letterman and his writers showed last week in the amusing clip you can see here.
You know the Republicans, sometimes they come up with something wacky. Here's an idea they had to cut out of the budget. Look at this.
Only build 2/3 of every new bridge. Thanks for watching Republican Budget Cut Ideas.
Now, cutting domestic discretionary spending from 10% of GDP down to less than 4% of GDP when it's been over 8% for more than 60 years without ever specifying what will get cut is more like building less than half of every bridge, but I want to know what you think. When Republicans propose to cut domestic discretionary spending to less than half the level it's been at for over 60 years, shouldn't Republicans specify what they will cut rather than leaving it up to us to guess which half of the bridge won't get built? And for those who followed the link and read the whole CBO analysis of the Republican budget, which is worse, the huge Medicare cuts, the big tax breaks for the rich, or slashing domestic discretionary spending by more than half without ever specifying what will get cut?
YouTube, you decide.